All right, we're ready to go with the post-game press conference after today's win over Western Michigan. We have Asia Davis with us. We'll take questions for Asia from both Justin and Eddie. So I'm just going to go to you guys one at a time. And so let's start with Justin. Go ahead and unmute yourself, Justin, from the Northern Star, and ask your questions of Asia.
Asia, this is like your third or fourth game where you've really dominated on the boards. You had another great day today, especially offensive rebounds. You had 4 offensive rebounds. What are some of the things that you were able to do to grab those offensive rebounds against Western Michigan today?
I think just using my body to box out a little bit better, and I kind of know where my teammates' shots are going to fall if they don't make them. So.
Asia, you didn't have the best day shooting, but you were able to, off those offensive rebounds, you were able to work your way and find your shot. What are some of the things, I know you only went 3 for 13, but what are some of the things that you kind of struggle with today? I don't know, sometimes you went a little too strong, or was it something they were too physical? I don't know really. Can you explain that what went in that process?
I think it's just knocking some rust off from the holiday break. I'll be definitely better next game. Other than that, some of them were short, some of them were long, so things like that.
Okay, if there's nothing else, Justin, we'll go to Eddie Caripio from the Daily Chronicle. Go ahead, Eddie.
Hey, Asia, just, like Justin said, when your shot's not falling like it was, how important is it to have the rebounding and make the free throws and get those other elements of the game going and staying in that mental space?
It's very important. I know that I can contribute some other way. A lot of teams are starting to double me, so I can kick it out. I'm very unselfish, so I don't mind giving up my layup for someone else's shot.
As a team, what do you see working for you guys on the board? Because it wasn't just you guys. I mean, you just totally dominated them. It was your highest performance as a team in rebounds. I think the differential is about 18 or 20. Just what did you see working team-wise out there for you guys today on the boards?
That was a big emphasis since we've been back from break, that in the league, I think we are one of the teams that give up the most offensive boards. So that was a really big emphasis in practice. And, things like that. So we made it a point to rebound better, to box out, to limit their second chances.
What's it like to get that first MAC win out of the way for you guys?
It feels good. It's going to be a good 2021.
Okay, thank you.
Mm-hmm. All right, if there's nothing else for Asia, we'll let her go. Thank you very much, Asia.
Thank you.
All right, we're joined by Jaden Maribel now. Jaden, just sit up a little bit so we can see you. Thank you very much. And Eddie, we'll go ahead and start with you for Jaden.
Okay, Jaden, just, overall, how do you say you guys played out there today, picking up your first MAC win?
Sorry, what was that one more time?
Just overall, how do you say you guys played out there today, picking up your first MAC win?
I think we played very well. I think we rebounded well. We gave up a few offensive rebounds, but I think we did pretty well for our first win.
What about for you personally, getting the playing time you had the last 2 games and seeing more action? What's been working for you, and what's been the mindset to take advantage of that time?
It felt good. I think I should just stay aggressive and play my game and do my role the best I can. So that was my mindset coming in to these past few games and today as well.
What was working on the court for you today, putting up the 14 you did?
Just attacking the basket, using my ball screens and coming off, looking to create for myself and my teammates as well.
That time on the bench earlier in the year, did that kind of help you, I guess, kind of gauge the speed of the college game? Has that been an adjustment? Did that help? Just what was that like?
Yeah, it has been an adjustment, just sitting back and watching how the college basketball is played. It's a little faster. And by time sitting on the bench, I was able to reflect on what I need to do and my role for the team.
Okay, thank you.
All right, we'll go to Justin Kelly from the Northern Star.
To go off of Eddie's last question, I'm looking at your stat line the games you've been playing, and I mean, last game Michigan State, and now this game. Is this? I know you said you kind of had to sit back and kind of readjust. Was this something you expected? Really, I know you haven't had the most time off the bench, but you really have improved through these two last games. Something you expected to really work out right away, because you don't really think that as coming in as a freshman.
Yeah, I just wanted to play my game and just stick to what I know in my role. So I feel like my role is working out pretty well, coming off the bench and just providing energy on defense and offense. So
there's quite a few players that come off this bench and add spark, and you just added your name to the list as well, in my opinion. But what is it, as a team, how important is it for you guys to come off, especially people that come off the bench more often? How important is it for you guys to get going, for you guys to have more success for the season?
I think just, again, knowing our roles and what we do, what we're coming off the bench to do, or whether that's playing defense or providing assists, points, attacking, getting to your shots. So just knowing your role again.
One last question. Is there, I mean, like you said, it's a different pace. But do you think there was anything prior in high school, or even if you played AAU ball, was there anything that you feel like that really prepared you to really kind of be ready for this next step?
I would say, well, AAU I know is faster. So I would say AAU, that aspect of it is faster. I wasn't used to like the physicality of college basketball and just the pace of where we run defense and offense. But I feel like AAU, the pace of it probably got me more ready for college basketball.
All right, thank you.
All right, thank you very much, Jaden.
Thank you.
All right, we're joined by Lisa Carlsen. And Coach, you want to start off with us with the statement on today's game?
Sure. Well, obviously, it's always good to get that first MAC win, and to get it at home, obviously, is critical as well. I think we had some different people step up and do some really nice things for us, especially off the bench, which I think is a strength for us. Obviously, our versatility and our depth hopefully will continue to be something that we can utilize and have some success with.
All right, we'll go to questions. We're going to start with Justin from the Northern Star. Go ahead, Justin.
Coach, I kind of talked to Jaden about this, but there seems like when you look at this bench, there's a lot of pieces that can come in and add spark when you need it. She's a piece, Aaron Hodges comes in, John A comes in. How important is it for those players to come in to kind of, when you guys might be in a lull, to kind of get you guys going back where you need to go?
Yeah, I think we saw that, in the first quarter. Not overly happy with the way things started. We've struggled at times really turning the ball over. I think we turned it over the first 4 possessions or whatever. So being able to kind of jumpstart us in a different way with some of the dynamic players that you mentioned off the bench, I think is critical, because everybody really does add a little bit different dynamic. And I'm able to put some combinations out there on a day-to-day basis that provide different matchup opportunities or different matchup problems really for the opposition. So I really like the pieces we have, and at times all of them have really been critical to some of the success and the time that we've played good basketball.
Coach, this is the second game you've played really well, especially on the boards. This is probably the largest rebound margin you have, especially on the offensive. You had 14 offensive rebounds. Asia had talked about during the break, you guys had worked on the rebound effort. I don't know if you could give your in-depth at what you guys worked on over the break.
Well, we continue to make it a point of emphasis, for a lot of different reasons. And most coaches will tell you that rebounding is critical to success. But for us, being able to get some stops and rebound right away also gives us the opportunity to get out and go a little bit. And depending on who we have on the floor, sometimes we're really at our best when we can open the floor up a little bit. I think you saw that like in the second quarter when we were able to make a push. We strung some stops together, didn't give them any second chance opportunities. And then with that unit that we had on the floor, we were able to get out and go and have some opportunities in offensive transition. So it's critical for a lot of reasons. So we will continue to make that a point of emphasis.
Coach, my last question is, you guys were able to really control Western Michigan's leading scorer in Jacobs. She really had a fight to score, and I know she kind of had battled with foul trouble, I believe, later in the game. But what are some of the things you were throwing at her to throw her off? I know she still had 6 rebounds, but she 3 from 7 shooting with 6 points, and she usually averages 15. What are some of the things you were throwing at her to kind of get her off her game a little bit?
Yeah, I think our post players did a good job of trying to be physical with her early, not letting her establish position, especially in the paint too deep. And then on the perimeter, I thought our ball pressure at times was pretty good too, which didn't allow easy catches for her. And then being able to attack her really on the offensive end, and like you mentioned, she was in a little bit of foul trouble, kind of get her out of rhythm that way as well. We thought that was really critical for us early, and I thought as a unit we did a pretty good job of that.
Thanks, Coach.
All right, we'll go to questions from Eddie Criffio.
Hey, Coach. Just a little more about the rebound. Just what did you see working for you guys today that maybe wasn't there earlier in the year?
I'm sorry, did you say rebounding?
Yeah. What did you see rebounding-wise that you guys were doing better today that you weren't earlier?
Well, I think part of it is just continuing to emphasize that on a day-to-day basis. You know, you also have at times you have groups of individual players who are better rebounders. You know, Erin Hodges is a great rebounder. Michaela Brandon is a great rebounder. Asia can be a really effective rebounder. Shelby can be a really good rebounder. So depending on the combination you have on the floor, I think sometimes the expectation is that we really dominate on the glass because of that. So the emphasis on it, and then obviously people who really have a knack for that, being good at it during those spurts during the course of a ball game.
Then, kind of wanted to look into Jaden here the last couple games. I mean, I know she's gotten a lot more playing time. What was it before the Michigan State game? Was that just circumstantial that made, because you were down, or how did you decide that she was going to get the playing time she did? And then how'd that play forward into today?
Yeah, I think part of it is, and Jaden mentioned this, she can create some things off the ball screen and get to the paint either for herself or finding teammates. It's different, but in some ways like Shelby does. So we need someone who's going to be able to create a mismatch or create an advantage off the ball screen. And I think that's a real asset for Jaden. When she is aggressive, she provides that for us. And so we need someone besides Shelby to be able to do that and carry a little bit of the load of getting to the paint. She's playing with a lot of confidence right now. Obviously, she's been really efficient the last 2 games. I think all the other facets, if we get her as engaged on the defensive end and understanding what we're trying to do that way, she's got a chance to have a really special career here. But I love the way she's playing right now, and hopefully that can continue.
Have you seen her work on her defense here lately? Is that a message you think she's getting, that you guys are getting across to her?
Absolutely. I mean, she continues to grow. You know, she's a smart player, and so she continues to know that she has to get better in some of those same areas as well. But offensively right now is where you see her confidence, her ability to push the basketball and be aggressive. When she's aggressive off the ball screen, she's done a great job of getting to the rim and or finding her teammates. And so defense sometimes can be the same way. You have to have some confidence defensively that you're going to be in the right place at the right time. And so we'll continue to see her grow in that area as well, I'm sure.
What did you see in her, I guess, before the Michigan State game? Because she hadn't really played much before that game. What was it that you saw in her? Was there something she did that said, okay, you're going in now and this is why?
Well, I think a lot of that is determined in practice. She was able to kind of regain some confidence and string some good practices together. We thought we needed her as a ball handler against Michigan State to really put us in position where we could maybe get our shooters free. And then today, again, the same way, we didn't really have another guard besides Shelby off the ball screen that was creating the advantage that we needed to see. So she gives us that option. You know, it also, you know, I want Jaden to be able to run the point, and technically right now I would say she comes in and gives Shelby a rest or spells her a little bit. There may be opportunities like you saw later in the game in the second half where we can put them both on the floor at the same time. Again, I think that's just our versatility and the options that we may have as players develop and continue to get more and more confident in what they're able to do on the floor.
So I know you've kind of touched on it a little bit throughout your comments here on her, but is this kind of where you see her usage going forward? Kind of like how she's been used tonight in Michigan State?
Yeah, I mean, I think that will all be kind of an evolving situation. Whenever you're as deep as I feel we are, players will continue to either excel in the role that they're in, or the people that continue to play consistently better will get more and more minutes. So that's the nice thing about having a rotation of, you know, 9 or 10 players. Not only does it give you the opportunity on a game-to-game basis if needed, but it also gives people an opportunity to continue to prove that on game day they can be effective.
Hey, Coach, thank you.
All right, thanks.
All right. Thank you, Lisa.
Thanks, everybody.
Congratulations on the win.
Thank you.
All right, this session has been recorded and will be uploaded to the NIU Athletics YouTube channel shortly. Thanks, everyone, for joining us.